So it's been a while since I've done any video readings, but today's the day. Hang on just a minute. Howdy, this is Dixie from thefoolsjourney.com, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a longer format video reading than what I usually do. Kind of a special case. This is for a lady named Anna. And by the way, if you know me, you know I have full permission to videotape her reading. If you don't, well, I have full permission to videotape her reading. She has a couple of questions. I'm going to start with her second question first because it's a little bit more focused. She wants to know, is her significant other right for her now and in the future? Okay, so let's see what we get here. And it should kind of also go without saying when I do these sort of readings that I do not make these decisions for you. I give you what I get and hope that that's helpful for you, you know? Let's see what we get. Okay. The first thing I want to say is that this question is not coming out of the blue. Okay, it's not there's a reason why you're asking it. And the reason is largely because there are certain things about the relationship that are not working. But what I'm feeling is a huge fear of being alone and a huge fear of, if I let go of this, I won't get something, if I let go of this, then I'll be alone forever and I'll really miss the good things about it. Now, there also appears to have been some secrets, long term, anyway, things that are not said, things that are things that you would consider deal breakers, okay, under ordinary circumstances, but you're like, well, no, you know, that didn't fit in the plan, so there we go. And I'm almost sensing like okay, whatever, like that's how you've been looking to deal with the problems as they've been coming up. Moving from where you're at now, because that's all right where you're at now, to where you're going. It appears to me that the things that are not working for you are really kind of getting on your nerves. And I think that there's an undercurrent for you of a plan B. Like you're making a plan B in the back of your head. Also, I don't know, is there kind of an ultimatum thing going on? Like, okay, we need to get married or else? Because it really seems to me like you want a place of safety here. But you want the traditional, the whole, okay, this is how you do it. I want it to be recognized both here and not just in my heart, but outwardly. And it feels like this fella is dragging his feet, and you're tired of it. You're really tired of carrying the weight and worry for this particular relationship. Emotionally, I think you've already made the decision about where it's going. Okay, long term. I think that that's something that you have already kind of know deep down, but it's not something that you want to acknowledge. Let me preface this by saying it's a personal choice, okay, whether you stay together or not. To me, it seems unlikely that you're going to stay together forever and ever and ever. The outcome card that I'm getting here is the Hangman, and that's the card of just letting go and letting things happen. And the way that I'm perceiving this or feeling this is that there's a separation or there's a pulling back of, it's like two people sitting in different rooms facing different ways. Like there's a pulling back of the connection, there's a pulling back of the things that brought you together, and you're tired of carrying the weight for the relationship overall. So it's kind of like, whoa. So I don't think that this is really up in the air. I just think that you want it to be. And that I'm getting the feeling 1 foot out the door, like it's been like that for a really long time. So in terms of addressing that or dealing with that or what have you, let's see what I can get for you here real quick. I'm feeling like you choose not to see what it is that you don't want to see, or like saying, okay, well, the idea that this isn't going to work, it's just an impossible choice. I can't do it. I can't do it. My intuition, my gut sense, my guiding sense is telling me this isn't going to work, but you're utilizing a lot of emotional energy in order to maintain the facade. And in terms of how you can address that, first of all, stop ignoring the indications that you've seen forever. Allow those, particularly the very specific ones, to kind of be in your line of focus. Okay, it's not like you have to act on it immediately, but the first thing you need to do is let this in. I want to tell you to respect your own reality, okay? Because what I'm hearing is like you're saying, okay, the sky's blue, and you're hearing beside you, no, it's purple. It's purple. You're crazy. You know what you're saying you see, you don't really see, and this is a problem. You know, it's not an issue of you being stubborn or whatnot. It's an issue of having convictions, acting on those convictions, and feeling comfortable acknowledging what you really know, because you do know what you know. Okay? A quick bit of guidance for you in dealing with relationship, because I'm not satisfied with the amount of information I got. Focus on some self-care, getting some sleep. Enjoy the moments that come up that you're comfortable with and that are real as real. Acknowledge that, but don't do anything. Particularly, don't participate in any physical intimacy when you're not feeling it. Okay, you get a lot of comfort from family, friends, or loved ones, but I'm feeling somebody who's like pale, like they've lost so much blood that they're just pale. You're drained, and I think self-care is a big issue here. A lot of the restrictions on what you can and can't do on your options are self-imposed. So acknowledge that. I do think that you are in a window of time right now where you have more choices. Okay, but some of them you're choosing not to see, you're choosing not to acknowledge, you're choosing not to feel. So be aware of that. The first step in dealing with this relationship is just acknowledging what's wrong. Okay, and stop denying your own sense of reality. Stop denying your own sense of what is really going on, because that's costing you a lot emotionally. That's costing you a lot of emotional energy. And the bottom line is being with somebody who, being honestly yourself and with somebody and having them reject you is painful, but it's a lot less painful than altering your reality, altering your behavior, altering who you are, or trying to in order to be accepted by somebody out of fear. Because what happens is even that acceptance feels like rejection, because that acceptance isn't really you. Okay? So that's what I got on relationship. Now, I'm not going to say for a fact that you're not going to be able to pull this out, because you might be able to. But what I am going to say is the way that it's going now is not working. I don't think it's working for either of you. Um, I'm feeling a disconnect. It's like y'all's back are next to each other, but you kind of go through the motions. I think some of your reality is some of the things that you're sensing are not being respected, and it's hurtful. And I think it hurts you in the long run as well as the potential for the relationship. So your first step is just to quit denying what's in front of your face. And your second step is to accept the fact that, okay, when you quit denying what's in front of your face, this tentative little house of cards that y'all have built might not stand up. I think there's a good likelihood of that. But I will tell you that if your relationship were to survive going forward, that it would have to be in a whole different configuration. There would have to be significant changes for you to be happy in it. And for those significant changes to happen, the first thing you have to do is stop with the way that it is now. Because it's not honest, it's not true, and you carry a whole lot trying to make it work. So that's what I got on that, for whatever it's worth. I hope it's helpful for you. On the other question that you had, what can I do to find happiness? Wow, that's a big one. That's like about as big a wide a question as you can come up with. Let me see what I can come up with you for that. Okay? I think that deserves a shuffle of its own. Okay. The first thing that I want to say on this is that your first step towards feeling more grounded in your happiness, and you've got moments now, okay? You have windows. I mean, I know depression and that has been a long struggle for you over an extended period of time. You got windows now, is focus on clear thinking. And I want to tell you to write it down, okay? Like, if you're having a thought that is disturbing to you, rather than letting the thought train go, write it down. Write down the thought and write down like supporting factors and not supporting factors, or distinguishing factors, or whatever. Because you're a logical person, okay? And what's happening is the emotions that are connected to these thoughts are kind of being allowed to run rampant, and they're going here and there, no. And you know that it's a lot of the anxiety, the depression, the stuff that's going along with that is just not rational, but it feels rational. In fact, looking up statistics for some of the stuff you worry about and putting it in your notes might even be helpful. Okay, I want to say that a very fact-based, rational approach written down of the stuff that's bothering you is going to be helpful for your happiness. I don't know if you're familiar with the book by David Burns, Feeling Good. It's a book on depression and anxiety, primarily depression, but excuse me. He has a cognitive approach to it where, you take this scale, like, okay, what do you expect, a depression scale or whatever, what do you expect this activity to be? Then you do it, and then you go, okay, well, what did it actually turn out? And basically, it's giving yourself a list of rational arguments to help you realize where you really are and what's different and what's not different. So an approach like that, I think, would be particularly helpful for you. I don't know what your status or your stance is on any kind of spirituality, but you don't seem real connected with that right now, which I understand. If you're having mood issues, that can be an issue. But when you do practices that you consider spiritual, I don't know, you do like meditating, I don't know if you you work with any kind of divination. I mean, I stuff that you used to do a really long time ago that you haven't done before that felt almost kind of spiritual to you, and you connected to nature and the universe, and you felt these surges of creativity. I'm seeing somebody just like painting, like you've gotten way away from that, and having that back in your life would be very stabilizing for you. And then the other point in terms of getting your happy mojo back would be to allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to acknowledge losses, and allow yourself to feel it. I'm feeling numb here. I don't know if this has to do with the loss or losses associated with the relationship, or if it's a different type of grief. But what I'm seeing is, nope, don't want to feel it, can't feel it. Let's shut it up tight in a little bitty box, and put it, deep down into the earth, and there you go. But the thing is, this grief, when we've had these kind of losses, it isn't a choice. Okay, it's not something we can choose, which means it's going to be there and it's going to impact our lives. And we can either let ourselves feel it at the time, which is really hard, really, really sucks, but it limits it. Or we can go, nope, didn't happen to me, and it'll bubble up other places. It'll come up here and here and here. It's not a choice. Okay, it's not something you can go, I don't want to feel it, so screw that. That's not how it works. I think that if you allow yourself to acknowledge the losses that you've actually had, you look for ways to reconnect to what feeds you spiritually and your sense of faith, because you had one, it's just been a while since you dusted it off and used it. And use writing and use the power of list making and rational facts to help keep your thinking on course. I think if you take that 3-pronged attack, that'll be very helpful for you. Let me see what I can get for a take-home message. I like to do kind of a last thought sort of thing for you to bring with you and to kind of cover the bases, or hit the big ones. So your take-home message is the Page of Wands. Now, pages are all messengers to one degree or another. They're also young, youthful energy. The Page of Wands would have you look for the things that spark you, look for the things that excite you. Okay, and take that as an indication or a message of places where you can be spending more energy. Because you spend an awful lot of energy on just maintaining the status quo, and the status quo is kind of, it's not super awesome, fabulous. And you have a lot of emotional energy, a lot of time that goes into just mental gymnastics that kind of help you believe today's okay, and then you wonder why you get depressed. Look for the things that creatively spark you. Look for little indications or messages or nudges. And one of the ways that you can recognize a message when you're getting a message like from your spirit people is your emotional tone. Okay, if you get kind of if something's going on in your life, whether it's with your significant other or not, or blah blah, whatever, if you get kind of a flat, empty tone, that's a no. Okay, that's a like, okay. That's like smelling the milk and it's sour. You don't want to drink it just to make sure, okay? When you get that sour feeling, put it aside, okay? Put it. On the other hand, when you think about something, even if you don't understand why, and even if there's no rational, reasonable understanding for it, if you get excited, if you feel a little joyful inside, that's your guidance system. Your emotions are sort of like your spiritual GPS that nudge you which way to go. And you can use that when you are, deciding what sort of things to study. You can use that if you're deciding about readers that you're comfortable with. For example, if you get a little, if you feel joy if you feel relief, if you feel elation, if you feel any kind of positive emotions when you think about it, that's a good indication. Whereas if anything engenders fear or recoiling or whatever, that's the equivalent of energetic sour milk. So stay away from that. But the Page of Wands is going to want you to start new projects, and he's going to say start new projects or expend your energy or your emotional energy on stuff that really just lights your fire, that makes you feel good. And I would also tell you to get in the habit of doing little feeling gut checks. Okay, when you're making a decision, when you are getting ready to do something, it can be something as simple as when you're getting ready to pick out an outfit for whatever you're going to do today. To stop and go, okay, when I think about this, how do I feel emotionally? Don't look for the rationality in it in this case. Okay, we use the rationality to fight the depressive feelings. But in this case, don't look for the rationality in it, look for the emotional tone. Okay, well, what about this option? I like this one. Use that to help you make your decisions and understand that you have spent, I want to say many years, emotionally numbing yourself. And now you wonder why you don't feel happy. In order to feel happy, you have to allow yourself the entire scale, okay? Basically, what I'm feeling here is that you've only been willing to play one note. The note of what you want to happen. Ding, 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 ding. The sad notes, not so much. So I'm going to bury those. I'm going to pretend like they didn't happen. La 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 la. And what happens is that one note that this is the only thing I'm going to hear. I'm only going to hear happy. I'm only going to hear happy. I'm only going to hear okay. It has to be this way. That's not working for you because it's not authentic. In order to feel the full range of happiness, you also have to allow yourself to feel the full range of grief and sadness and every emotion that's available to you. If you try to squelch one, it will keep others from authentically expressing, okay? It comes as a package. It's not one thing, it's all of it. So, don't deaden the hurt. Accept it. Allow it to come, cry if you need to, allow it to go. And by doing that, you're opening your heart up. It feels like your heart's unprotected, and it is vulnerable to allow yourself to feel things, but you're opening your heart up so you can feel the full range of emotions. And I think that will help you in terms of feeling like you have your happiness mojo back. So that's what I got for you today, Anna. I hope it's helpful for you. And much love. Okay, take care. Peace out in the darkness. Bye-bye. Oh, I didn't start everything. Oops. So many things to think about when you do this. But okay. See, I'm doing a multi-camera setup here, so I can get. Oh, this should be sideways. Oh man, could have planned better. And I'm getting all of that. Awesome. I think I should stop this one.